abilities.
I have a 3-year-old daughter, and I'm sure a lot of parents out there are thinking, I don't feel safe anymore sending my child to school after this. Do the schools have to turn into a Fort Knox, if you will, to keep the kids safe? What do they do?
No, ma'am, they don't. And there are clear indications that this is obviously a school who cares about safety, the leadership of the school, the performance of these staff. You know, heroic is the right term to use. However, you know, there are things that can be done. There are many evidence-based and research-based approaches that can reduce the risk. But again, I contexted the first multiple victim school shooting in this country happened in 1764.
So this has been going on?
This has been going on all over the world. We see it in China, we see it in Australia, Canada. You know, at the same time, we can lower the risk. There are many things, many of these situations are prevented, quite a few. But again, there are no absolutes. There are just probabilities and opportunities.
You know, there are parents out there who are going to say, like you say, I'm concerned about sending my kids to school. Give us 1 or 2 things that parents can do, because in a situation like this, you feel powerless. Are there 1 or 2 things that parents can do, not to, you know, you put it in context, not to stop something like this? Of course, this is an act of one person, but to keep their kids safer at school, to give them that sense of, you know what, I feel safer in situations in school.
First, tell your children to do what their teachers and staff tell them to do during drills and when they talk to them about these things. Second, put it in context for your children. Make them understand you're more likely to die from a bumblebee sting or you know, choking in a restaurant than something like this. So as horrific as these are, they shock us to the core, but we do have to be real. We cannot let this individual and people like this rule our schools. We can't let them take the fun, safe, productive place that school is away from us. So the way we discuss this with our children is incredibly important. But I say communicate with your school officials and communicate with your child to listen to what they say. Our school officials have made tremendous strides, and you can see this from some indications from this event. We've progressed almost light years in this country in the last decade, and particularly we work internationally. We work in Vietnam and Bolivia and all over the world, and I will tell you, only in Israel do I see some of the things that I see in this country. We're much better prepared here than we are in many countries.
And very quickly, we have a little bit of time left. Show us what you have there, because this is a kind of material that schools can use to make sure they're safe from any incident.
And I want to be clear, this may have had no bearing. You know, sometimes you can just attack a different way, but just so people understand, you do want to work with your local police and public safety officials, and at times, you know, you bring in folks to help you to assess what you're doing, but you have to look. The weakest link, it can be used to attack you. So if you've got access control, we've had other school shootings where they've smashed through a window to gain access. Protective laminates can stop that. They also protect our kids from tornado explosions in the neighborhood. And quickly, we've got about 30 free school safety training videos on our website that go into more detail on some of the things that schools can do that they can use for staff development. There's a lot that can be done. Nothing's foolproof, though.
All right, Michael Dorn, Executive Director of Safe Havens, we appreciate your time and having you on.